I recently finished Brimstone and I ended up giving this one 4 stars. There was some really great moments in this one, but I did not think it was perfect. Starting off with the positives, number one, King Fisher. He is a top book boyfriend and was somehow even better in this book. And for someone who is such a brooding, morally gray MMC, he says some really beautiful things in this that had me in a chokehold. Next, I have Sarah Spain, who I absolutely loved in this book. I loved getting to watch her learn more about her power with the Quicksilver and with the magic that comes with her runes. Plus, she had some really great scenes in this, specifically one in the middle where she does something really cool with her sword and with her runes that had my jaw dropping. And then when she gets to like the even light ball scene, it really shows her power as the queen of the vampire court. I also thought that she ended up being so much better in this book than the first one. I also loved how she grew as a leader, and not only in her magical powers, but I love how she still had her kindness and wanted to choose violence as sort of the last resort. And I'm really excited to see where her story continues. And then the last 200 pages of this book were the absolute best and had me so invested in this story. I became hooked when Ceres became in possession of this really important item, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but once that happened, I was locked into this story. The ending of this had so many shocking things happening. For example, the ball scene with the Tal's decision that he made. And it also had me so stressed out, especially when everything's going to be going so good. And I had this horrible gut feeling that something bad was going to happen. And then I think it was chapter 48 almost had me in tears. Honestly, there's so many great scenes in this that I could probably do a whole review that has spoilers just to talk about all of them. But the most shocking was absolutely the ending. I finished it and was like, why would you end it that way? But despite all of that, I did have some issues with this book. I do know that a lot of people mentioned like the editing errors. I did have a few of those where I had to go back and reread, but for the most part, I didn't really notice it. My biggest issue of this was definitely the pacing of the story. I felt like it really did take me until the last 200 pages to get into it. Even though there were some great moments throughout, I felt like overall this was a really slow story for me. I also felt that the world building was confusing at times, specifically with like the Quicksilver magic and the history just with all of the kingdoms. With that being said, I did feel like both of those were issues that I also had with Quicksilver, because I also thought that it was slow to start and that it was confusing at times, but I also feel like I struggled more with Brimstone than I did with Quicksilver. But overall, I thought that it was a decent book, and I will definitely be reading the next one after that ending.